Can you see me again? Yay! And isn't that fun that you get to see that happens, but it's very easy to come back? And I want to go right into the case studies, but it is such a cute technology, I will tell you. Once you start clicking on buttons and so on, it's like a kind of Fisher-Price dashboard, and all I have to do is kind of click stop, and then click start again, and it comes back up, and voila, I get to be eyeball to eyeball with you again. So raise your hand if you can see me and hear me okay again. Am I back in all my glory? Good, thanks. I like my glass too. It's my little cherry blossom glass. Kind of fun. All right, thank you. So glad. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like being Dick Clark on New Year's Eve, right? If you go down, you go down. Or it's like being the Olympics. Like, it's really, truly, and as the leader and the facilitator of the, you just essentially roll with the punches. Just like if the power went out on your phone, there's no difference. And although it can feel like, your heart wants to palpitate, and you guys might have had some empathy for me, it's like, oh my God, she crashed, right? It's a simple thing. Internet technology sometimes has little burps. This happens very infrequently. Jeremy can speak to that a little bit. But when it does, it's so simple and so empowering to say, hey, I'm on the chat. I'm still here. Just give me a second. And doesn't it add, in a sense, interestingly to the intimacy? We're hiding nothing. This is just real time. You and I gathered around the campfire. So that's one of the things I love so much, because the very high-end clients that I was speaking of when we did go down, whether it was Lisa Sasevich or Marsha Weeder or Kendall Summerhawk, it doesn't matter. What they are learning, that I know you and I, as a smaller, more nimble organization and business, is that we do have to stay awake to the potential for income streams that are coming. Anybody who's like a bigger organization runs the risk, right, of being kind of calcified into the way that they've always done it. I'm not saying anybody is, not naming names or anything like that, but it's my general observation, let's say, of bigger organizations and even corporations like Fortune 500, that they're not as able to be nimble. So as we go through these case studies, I want you to really hear how these opportunities are perfectly tailored to you and the smaller business owner. The experimental nature of it, the ease, the price point, how inexpensive it can be, all of that is perfectly created for you. So the first case study is of one of our highest end clients, and we're not going to divulge her name, simply, to protect the innocent, right? But we're so privileged to have been able to test, a half a dozen times at this level so that we could bring you back this proof. She is a workshop leader, and through adding live stream to her business, get ready for these numbers now, okay, guys? You can take notes or whatever it is that you want to hear. Think about for a moment of the size of your list, and then let this drop in, let this soak in. Nearly 20,000 people signed up for her live stream calls, which was, a big deal even for her, even though her list is way larger than that. Nearly 20,000 opt-ins. Okay, why? Why could that happen? Because she chose to be a leader. She stepped up in courage and faith in Jeremy and myself to say, okay, I'm going to try this crazy thing, okay? And all of her joint venture partners and promotional partners were shocked into, well, hell yeah, I want to promote that. Hell yes, I want to be a part of that. That is really exciting. It's on the cutting edge. Nobody else is doing. I can easily promote that to my list. So isn't that interesting that when you do something different, just the very act of doing something different causes attention to come to you in a healthy way? 20,000 opt-ins is a lot of opt-ins to be able to add in one campaign. And I know that, those of you who are new or even been around a little bit, like 20,000 opt-ins is like this number that's way out there. Well, even if you're only at 500 opt-ins right now on your list, or 1,000 opt-ins right now, think of being able to add another, like double or even half again your list with one strategy, like adding a free live stream call to your mix. Okay, how easy could that be just following the 12-step PDF? Obviously, there's more to it, and we're going to go into the 5 essential characteristics. But this is one of the really powerful case studies that I wanted to make sure that you heard so that you could see the potential that these higher level clients are experiencing and what we want to share and reveal to you so you can take those secrets as well. So listen closely as I go further into this case studies because I'm going to actually ask us to, in an exercise together in the chat, go ahead and excavate some of the key characteristics of this future for our income streams together. Okay, I will summarize them, but I want you to pick out the ones that apply to you. So listen carefully to what is exciting about these case studies, okay? So in addition to adding almost 20,000 opt-ins, she had 25% attendance, so actually 25% isn't quite right, my math is off there, but more than 3,000 people from those opt-ins attend her first call like this. So here at the Wealthy Thought Leader, we're excited, we're so thrilled. Every single one of you is an individual to us. There's over 100 of you here. Wealthy Thought Leader is a smaller, intimate campus. We like to keep it that way. Even our live event in April is going to be, just 100 people, so just about the group that's gathered here that you can feel the energy of here today. But for this particular person, 3,000 people on a call. Think for a moment, do you think it's as easy to get 3,000 people to participate on a telecall and stay on for most of the time? Just is unheard of. So once again, live stream is proven time and time again to really increase results, increase engagement, increase that genuine connection that other technologies are starting to really fade on. And then out of that campaign, and Jeremy, I don't have the exact numbers, but if you could put it in the chat, that would be great. She held a simulcast based on that campaign, which allowed her to add virtual seating to her live workshop. She had, I think it was about 300 people in the actual workshop. And then on the simulcast, she was able to bring in from many, many other countries. It was hundreds of simulcast attendees who each paid, in the area of $297, a huge new income stream, hundreds more people attending this workshop she's already delivering. Okay, and of those simulcast attendees, she was able to offer coaching programs, group coaching programs, products, info products, all sorts of things to the simulcast. And what we have been so thrilled, I will tell you, this is the part that I was most worried about. The simulcast attendees are also people who want to continue to coach with you. So some of the ridiculing that I talked about at the beginning of the call had to do with, if people attend virtually or on live stream, people aren't going to buy from you. Those are people who don't really care and haven't made the effort to come, attend something live. Well, you guys are proving differently. You're so engaged. You're more engaged and able to be more participatory than on a telecall. Right, so she definitely did upwards of 5 figures, lots and lots of really good income that came, like a significant 5 figures, if not 6 figures, and Jeremy knows the final numbers, as a result of all of this. But even more than that, remember what I said, what's more, what do I want to make more of in addition to money? Relationships, deep relationships with, thousands and thousands of new customers, global reach. Okay, so this is just one case study that I wanted to make sure to share with you as we get to the part of the call where we're going to talk about the 5 characteristics of future income streams. Okay, so Jeremy's putting on here a couple of the actual statistics, the prices of the tickets. You queenpreneur, your mind is racing with the possibilities. And isn't it great that you can now take this feeling of struggle, of things not going so well, to, wow, one simple tool could take you out of that grind of slowness and, not making enough money with your existing income streams. All right, so the second case study, moving quickly here now, is from Casey Truffaut, who I mentioned before. Casey is one of our near and dear favorites in the Wealthy Thought Leader campus. She's been coaching with us for quite some time. And she just had her live event on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week. That's where Jeremy and I were supporting her in a simulcast there, actually. But she actually has been doing this for about a year. She was one of the bravest ones early on to take the leap and believe in this technology with us. So she reports that to date, she's done over 35 live stream presentations, some small, some like this for free, some for pay to actual coaching groups. So she'd have a coaching group and she'd deliver the coaching through live stream, and some to much larger groups. Like for example, last week, she had over 250 people on live stream, and the most she had sign up for a live stream series was 4,205 people. Excuse me. Want to see my cup again? Thank you. So the most, in terms of gross sales, you guys want to hear the figures? Isn't it so cool that you get to actually see and hear the actual figures? Since May of 2011, Casey is reporting over $100,000 of income from live stream. Now, her website is Be a Wealthy Therapist, beawealthytherapist.com if you want to go check her out. She's doing a great service to therapists as business owners, helping them build their businesses, connect with their spirituality, all sorts of things. And to add, in fact, she's giving me down to the dollar, you guys want to hear? Because it's just so extraordinary. It's very rare to be able to get this kind of statistical data. So it's $105,784 that she has tracked. This has been gross sales from programs offered via live stream since May 2011. Okay? Did you see up my nose? Oh my goodness, now that's a little bit too intimate. Thanks for the tip, Jeremy. All right, so the last statistic that I want to share with you from Casey's story is that she's logged over 1 million viewer minutes from people who have seen her live stream and watched the replays of her live stream. That is incredible reach. I defy you to try and log that many listening minutes on a teleseminar. I really, truly defy you to try and do that without this incredible tool. So that is Casey as a case study. Did you like that case study? Let me check in with you on the chat and mute myself for a moment. Okay, good. I'm so glad I didn't show you my nostrils. All right. Good. I'm glad you're liking the case studies. Yep. If you're just starting your list and it's only 50 people, guess what, Elizabeth? You get to double that and triple that. Wherever you're starting, whatever numbers you have on your current list, live stream is like a rocket pack, sticking a rocket pack onto the back of that and allowing you to accelerate. But not only accelerate the growth of your numbers, and accelerate the intimacy and the depth of the connection between you and your list. Because you know what, a lot of times people have big lists but no real concrete relationship with them. And so that's one of the things I love, like, is my personal answer to what do I want to make more of in addition to money, and that's real relationship. You know, real connection, heart connection. And my heart gets to smile at you. So that's what I would encourage you to think of when you think of, I only have 50 people on your list. The third case study that I want to share, and then we're going to excavate the 5 essential characteristics. Okay, guys, you ready? So the third case study is from a dearly beloved Lisa Bowles, who is at thesoulmap.com, who is also a dear favorite and wonderful leader and contributor within the Wealthy Thought Leader tribe. She spoke at the last Wealthy Thought Leader event, and actually Casey Truffaut will be speaking in more depth at the next Wealthy Thought Leader event. So you're getting a real inside scoop on some of our campus leaders here. Lisa did a project called the JupiterMidasEffect.com, and maybe Jeremy, if I could ask your help to type that in, or someone else who was there. I know there are some of you who are actually here as a result of Lisa's recommendation. A special thank you to you. So JupiterMidasEffect.com was basically what we call a video summit. It was a series of interviews with experts on something that Lisa has excavated called the Jupiter Midas effect, which I'll describe very generally as it's a phenomenon that involves planetary effects, a whole bunch of other things that Lisa will have to teach you directly, but that impact your business. She talks a little bit about trends as well, things to do with the timing of when you might want to launch things, relationships that might, bear special attention, all of these really cool things that she puts under this umbrella called the Jupiter Midas effect. She spearheaded. Now, raise your hand in the chat if you think this sounds a little woo-woo, a little out there, maybe even a little weird, okay? This is a brand new thing and is a perfect example of, for those of you who think you have a brand new thing and you don't know how you're going to launch it, how are you going to get attention to it, you feel like a whisper in a giant forest. Even if you whisper and nobody's listening, does your idea even exist? Well, Lisa's example is such a beautiful one of taking something that was completely unknown in the world. Nobody had named the Jupiter Midas effect. This was a brand new, like an immaculate conception in Lisa's brain. And with the help of Livestream announcing it, she was able to, like a spear piercing through this darkness, she was able to gather close to 1,300 people from over, get this guys, 40 countries to attend and register this incredible, groundbreaking, pioneering event. And this was a free of charge event. The series lasted almost 2 months. She had over approximately 100 people, she says between 70 to 130 people live, participating like this per presentation, and 93% continuous attendance throughout each presentation. So just like here, we started with over 100, we're still at over 100. People aren't dropping off. The attention, the connection, all of that is helping to keep us in our huddle, right? It's helping to keep us in a place of genuine connection and not like, as opposed to hanging up really quickly on the phone. She only had a 7% unsubscribe rate. Super exciting as well. And in terms of sales, are you guys interested in that conversion rate of what happened on live stream? Okay, she invested a total of about $2,500 to make this happen, and she sold in the end over $30,000, both in direct and indirect sales. Directly from an upsell invitation to follow on from her Jupiter Midas effect calls, and also indirectly, because people started to know about her through the Jupiter Midas effect, she sold a ton of other services as a result. People crediting the Jupiter Midas effect as the place that they had first heard her, and therefore they were now buying from her. I don't know about you, but that's pretty good odds. Spending about $2,500 and earning a gross of about $30,000. And this was for someone for whom she started at zero. Jupiter Midas effect was brand spanking new. So Elizabeth, this goes to you. All of you who are just starting your income streams and are wondering if this could be for you, you can see through the case studies, it runs the full gamut. You can add this to enhance your existing income streams. You can add this to bring out a new thing. Any level of the funnel will be enriched by live stream. Okay? So, I think that's it for our case studies. How were those case studies, guys? Did you enjoy them? Awesome. Very nice. Cool clients, that's definitely for sure. You are so excited you have bitten your nail. Oh no, Siani. Well, I'm so glad that you guys are letting this sink in, and I can really feel that you're asking the deeper questions. So what I want to do is suggest that I'm going to go into a next little piece here. I want to do the characteristics, and then I do want to reveal something new that I hope you guys will pay close attention to, because wow, we spent 2 years preparing this, and I'd really love for you to listen. We're going to go for another 20 minutes. As you know, this is a 75-minute call just to make sure we get all of our good content in. So what I want to do is go through the characteristics now. Remember, the name of this call is The Future of Our High-End Income Streams, 1 key technology tool, and 5 essential characteristics to make money and meaning on your own terms. I think by now, and raise your hand in the chat if yes, you have seen the light on this technology tool. There's not a lot of rocket science to it. Definitely there are advanced and fancy things that you can do, like put up this banner and, do a few other things that Jeremy makes so easy. But the 12-step PDF gives you everything you need to get started. And then now we're talking about the how. You can see the potential now of what is possible, whether you're brand new or you're really experienced and already running a multi-million-dollar business. Every level of business owner is taking this seriously. Okay, when we get through to them finally, they are taking it seriously. So the question for you now, to see whether I've done my job in my teaching here with you and teaching through you, is what are the key characteristics that pop out for you from the case studies? What are the characteristics of using Livestream in your business that you think are being demonstrated by the case studies? Okay, so let me just see what you have to say. We've got some great chat going, so excited. What are the characteristics that you feel are most relevant to you? Okay? One of them, I'll say while I'm waiting for your chat to catch up, is an incredible global reach. Think for a minute. Right now, are you able to reach, to fill your workshops, to fill your local live events, to bring more people to your group coaching programs? Are you able to get out globally like this? Not as readily, right? Wouldn't it be nice to get out of the same competitive markets as all these other people trying to, make clients out of the same people? Wouldn't it be nice to, like I'm, going to be heading to Romania next year, all through the power of connection through Livestream. So, real connection, yes, that's definitely a very big one. The ability to make your own schedule, excellent. Not having to travel a ton. Authenticity, right? Instant global reach, right, Deborah? Great. Good stuff. Lots of really good answers. What other characteristics are being demonstrated by the case studies? It establishes the know, like, and trust much faster, Stacey. It's such a good answer. Okay, great. So I want to give you the 5 characteristics that I have identified. I'm going to give you 4 first, and I'm going to save the last one because it's a real cherry on top, and I want to make sure I spend a little bit more time on that at the end and take us out with a bang. Okay? So the 5 characteristics that I would say are worth you considering, thinking about the X-ray vision that I'm trying to give you here, remember? Number 1 is global, okay? Livestream and the future of our income streams rests on our ability to go more global, okay? The world is definitely our oyster, and there are a lot of pearls out there in terms of new customers and new markets and global markets. Some of you even have roots in like Eastern Europe and Asia, all those things. Some of you may have noticed I might have some Asian connections. So global is a big one. Transparency is the second characteristic I'll give you, okay? Transparency, the straight goods, you really can't hide anything. You know how it is when you feel like you've been duped, you go onto a call and it's just a recording and the person is actually like somewhere else doing something else, they're not really paying attention to you. That kind of thing, breaks down the trust between yourself and your customer. And there's nothing wrong with leveraging, but when you want to create real depth and be able to charge the higher prices that I know some of you are interested in doing, this transparency of being in real time and experiential like this is huge. It's going to be a very important characteristic of successful income streams in the future. We talked about a return to value. We talked about how there's going to be a bit of a price adjustment. People are going to talk about, what matters more, and in addition to making money, other ways to create meaning in our income streams, like a sense of deep community, a sense of belonging. That's another really big characteristic of the future income streams that are coming. Just look at Facebook. It's a very good example of how intimate they're making that experience. So return to value. Trust is a biggie. Okay, how many times have you ordered a hamburger that looks like it's this big on an advertisement, and when you get it, it's actually this big? Is it any wonder that we feel like we're being duped all the time? So reestablishing trust and finding ways that genuineness and authenticity can be delivered in this way are huge. Rebuilding trust is going to be one of the biggest themes in the next couple of years. It takes longer to build trust now with people. You're going to find you have to do a few more things before, in the form of your pink spoon, before you can actually create a sale or find a really good customer. Okay, so live stream answers to all of these characteristics that I see coming down the pipe with drama and significance in the future of our income streams. And I'm so excited that you are learning this. Raise your hand or type in the one that is your favorite so far. I do have one more that I want to deliver, which I'll do to take us out at the end of the call. But I'm curious to see what of the characteristics that you like the most. Yeah, trust. Wonderful. It's kind of neat if you start to look through these lenses, right? Max, that's great. Trust is your brand. Yeah, trust is a big one. Oh, you guys are just so touching my heart. That trust is the big one. And the last characteristic has to do with triangles and circles. I'll give that much away. It's going to actually help with this idea of establishing more trust. So for the next 5 minutes, I want to introduce you to something. I know that there are quite a few of you who are here who have inquired with us about how you might continue to work with us on live stream. I want to point out that, excuse me again, guys, that even though we have empowered you from the moment you signed up to do live stream on your own, and we're so happy that some of you are going to go ahead and do just that, we do want to make sure that those of you who feel like the time is now, that you want to leap on this speeding bullet of new income stream creation, and being at the head of the pack, really establishing yourself as a thought leader and really truly not being left behind in your industry as video takes over all channels in our life, that we make it easier to figure out how to actually apply the 12 steps on the PDF to your specific businesses. So I'm going to take the next 5 minutes to invite you to consider continuing with us on a course that, yes, we have prepared. It's called Leading with Live Stream, How to Add Intimacy, Heart, and Zeros in the form of money to your new and existing income streams without spending a fortune. And guys, it's a really short course. We're ones to maybe make the free call a little bit longer, like 75 minutes. And then teach you exactly what you need in a personal, intimate, and transparent way in a course that's not hugely expensive, that finally vindicates me. I won't use Jeremy in this example, but it finally makes me feel so excited, because back when I got scoffed at and ridiculed for this idea, wow, I tell you, I did have a couple of dark nights of the soul, where I wondered if there was ever going to be a day when I could sit with, over 100 of you and say, it works, guys. It really, really works. And if you would like to have a little bit more support on it, this is what we have to offer. So is that okay with you? For me to go ahead and do that for the next couple minutes, and then I will do the final characteristic and probably be able to take a couple of little questions as well. Okay? Cool. Thank you. So for those of you who are interested in the Leading with Livestream course, we can go now to wealthythoughtleader.com/livestream. So the site is wealthythoughtleader.com/livestream. And I'm so excited about this because Jeremy and I, between the two of us, have really found a way to be able to give you an actual result at the end of the course. We will be starting next week on Monday, November 14th. There's only 6 classes, and we'll be done for the bulk of things before Christmas and Hanukkah and all that. And then we're going to have an extra Q&A class in January. So if you're wanting to get this going now, this is the time. We've made it very simple to invest with a really good payment plan and an inexpensive price point for what we've delivered to all these multi-million-dollar clients. This is actually pretty extraordinary value. Plus, I have a guarantee there for you. I know that this is a risk for you to take, even though I've done everything I can to show you the proof. I know it can still kind of take your breath away to say, you know what, I want to do it. I want to do it for myself. So there is a really cool guarantee there. I call it the Cowardly Lion Guarantee, because what I hope will happen is as you take the course, you will discover that you actually did have the courage inside you after all, and that with our help and taking the leap with with the trust in us that you're going to display if and when you take this leap, you discover that you're braver than you thought. And that's part of my whole mission, is to give you that empowerment, that courage, and see that you have more of that for yourself. So what the course actually is both strategic and tactical. We will spend the bulk of one of the calls talking about exactly where in the funnel you can apply live stream and how the different types of specific income streams like video summits, group coaching, preview calls like this one, also adding simulcasts and things like that. All of those different options so that you can pick the ones that you want to focus on for your first launch. You might choose to be simple and do a preview call, in which case we'll talk all about the strategy of making it a huge success and being able to handle the technology in an elegant way. What if it crashes? How should you be? How can you convey your leadership? All of those things are going to be covered in a couple of the first classes. And then where Jeremy's superpower really is in taking the technology and making it so useful so that it's in your fingertips. So that, like me, you can be driving your live stream dashboard, this Fisher-Price dashboard, and feel incredibly comfortable sitting in front of your webcam and simply being you, so that your people can see you, so that this incredible miracle of global reach, depth of intimacy, trust, authenticity can be something that you call your own in your business. Okay, so we're going to be doing both the strategic side and the tactical side. You're going to get how-to, including some fancy bells and whistles that even increase conversion more, all in this course. We're going to be teaching using live stream so you can continue to experience this so that you can really understand the value that you're bringing to your business. Okay, so let's see. When you go to wealthythoughtleader.com/live stream, you'll see, if you're going there now, go to the register button. And you'll see that we have our guarantee, and then we have two options for registration. One is just the course. Okay, this is the 7 classes with the Q&A, the hands-on technical support to make it happen, help you become comfortable, as well as the strategic business coaching for how to add zeros income to your business through live stream, and just the course. And the price for that at the early bird, which we released last week and we're releasing now, is $495. Okay. Remember that if you have the PDF and you feel confident, you could do it on your own. But for $495 at this point, you could have our support to do that. And if you prefer to have a payment plan, you can do it in 3 payments, which makes it a little bit easier. All it is to get started today is $177. And then we do have a second level option, which is all of the above, the Leading with Livestream course, right? The 7 classes starting on Monday, November 14th, and then 3 months of extended accountability, online accountability coaching. So in addition to the 7 classes, you get 3 months of online support where Jeremy and I are actually in the online forum with you to help you take what you learn and apply it and go forward. So your butt is being held on the line lovingly to actually make results happen. That will start also in November, so you get November, December, January in terms of support to make live stream not just a nice idea and a great call and a fun community, but actually birth something. That's our goal. And for that option too, with the 3 months of accountability, you would pay $697. So option 1 is the $497, option 2 is the $697, and there's also a payment plan for the $697. So all it would take for you today, if you feel that it gets the right time and it's a smart financial decision for you, it's $187 to get started. The last thing I want to say about this invitation, and then I'm going to teach the final characteristic, is that for the it was the first 25 students, but we've already had 12 people register. So what's the math on that, you guys? Is it 13? the next 13 people to register for either option, and including the payment plan too. So if you register for any of our options, in the next 13 people, you will receive a private one-on-one coaching call with Jeremy to help really customize your experience with live stream and making it work for you. Okay, so that is the course, and everyone who signs up, regardless of whether you're in the next 13, regardless of what option you take, will also get a ticket to the Wealthy Thought Leader simulcast, the Wealthy Thought Leader event that's happening in April 19th to 21st. We're shooting that in a TV studio. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to be proving other income streams like mobile and a whole bunch of other things. You get a free ticket to that event, which is valued quite highly too. I know some of you have been on our simulcast and see how fun it is. You get a free ticket to that, guys. Why? Because again, Jeremy and I really wanted you to continue to be on the experiential end of what live stream can do. As you step out in your leadership, you can really soak yourself in an environment that's really bringing live stream to life. So besides the content, besides being able to connect with you, all of that good stuff, you get to experience a simulcast for yourself as part of the course. So I hope that's clear. I'm going to teach you the final characteristic. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat. And if we have a little bit of time left over, I'll take a couple of Q&A questions as well. Okay? All right. What is the final characteristic? Are you wondering? Are you wondering? I've actually demonstrated it here a couple of times. And it just so excites me because we're going to be going more deeply into this characteristic in the course as well. But you guys are smarties. You get it. I'm going to give it to you now. And I told you it has to do with triangles and circles. The future of our income streams is going to look less like triangles and more like circles. What does that mean? Currently, there is a lot of income stream creation that is built with a guru at the top of the triangle, and the people around the bottom. My friend Tad Hargrave talks about it from the point of view of building an empire, right? The emperor is at the top and the people are around the base of the triangle. And everything flows to the emperor, the money, the credit, all of that. The emperor looks fantastic, but the people are receiving some value but not feeling all that great about the connection. That's old school characteristic now, guys. What's happening? What's coming down the pipe for income streams in 2012, 2013, it's happening now, is we're turning into circular formation. And that's exactly what we've demonstrated here with live stream and what is possible for you as a leader to create and embrace. I really encourage you to drop deeply into this one. People who are ignoring this one, it's starting to become very painful. That guru at the top model is really starting to be shaken. What happens in a circle formation instead is that we recognize that value is created by everybody. You guys have helped to make this experience incredible. You guys are an essential ingredient of this teaching experience. Without your contributions, without your smarts, without all the life experience and wisdom that you already bring to the table, how could I sit at the top of a triangle and say, I know everything? And that's just not the way of the future. And you guys know this in your bones. If you've been paying attention to your own emotional reaction, you know that this is true. And so does it make sense that you, as a leader of your community, need to switch into this circular formation? Switch to using technology like this? Switch to the characteristics that we've covered so that your community can really feel your thought leadership, that you are ready to face the world with them, together create something incredibly valuable and powerful for the future. Create money and meaning on your terms. So that's the final characteristic, guys. The future of our high-end income streams have those 5 characteristics. And if you remember only one, I hope it's the triangle and the circle one. I really encourage you to look deeply into that at the very highest level of my coaching and receiving and evolution that I'm trying to create. That's where I'm spending the most time, from triangles to circles. That's the future, okay? And so I want to end up the call just by reminding you that the invitation for the next 13 people for the live stream course includes that one-on-one call, which I strongly recommend. I go to Jeremy for my own technical coaching and strategic business coaching. He is that good. Okay, so make no bones about it. That is a really special offer. And the site again is wealthythoughtleader.com/live stream for the Leading with Live Stream course. And just to wrap this all up, I will be able to stay on for just a few extra minutes to do some Q&A, maybe a little bit live, but also for in the chat. It's just to repeat this quote. Because if you guys have caught fire at all on this call, if you guys feel like we've lit your candle and you're going to go ahead and light the next candle, you are going to meet this. You are going to meet this quote. It's the quote that I read at the beginning. Okay? And I want you to hold this in your heart, because if you are now going to step forward in live stream, regardless of how, okay, you're going to meet resistance. And I want to pre-pave the way for you, because it would be wrong of me to open up the possibilities and not point ahead and say, hey, there are speed bumps ahead too. But I hope that with this connection that we've formed today with this beautiful new technology, through Jeremy's help, through your contributions in the chat, has inoculated you a little bit that we have a community here that is brave, that is focused solely on doing the new things, because you know what? We want to create a world according to our vision. So I'm going to read this final quote and we'll call it the end of official time. It's been such a true pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. The culmination of 2 years of work. And if you would like to type in your one takeaway in the chat as a result of this, or some feedback for us, places we could improve in the chat, I would love to read that. We'll follow up too with a little bit of request for feedback, but it's always great to, after leading a call like this, to really see how it has impacted you, if it has at all. So feedback on the call, action step that you might be taking, whatever it is, please type it in the chat. I'll stay on for a few minutes. The quote is, all new ideas and new efforts. So this includes you guys. The new ideas and the new efforts that you're going to go forward and create. Some of the weird ones, some of the great ones, some of the ones that you're adding to your existing income streams. They will pass through 3 stages. First, they may be ridiculed. Second, you may find you are violently opposed from some area. And then third, finally, hopefully with joy in your heart and a great thrill in your bloodstream for having created something that did not exist before. Third, your new idea and your new effort will become accepted as self-evident. And very likely, if you guys, we are still in communication through the community, we will be on to the next really cool thing, which feels so great. So thank you for blessing my life today. I will stay on briefly to look at the chat here with you and see if there are any quick questions we can answer. That brings us to the end of our official call. Good. Raw Alchemist, yes, the payment plan includes the private coaching session. That's right. So it doesn't matter whether you pay in the payment plan in the course or the full payment. If you are in the next 13, you will receive that 1-hour coaching session with Jeremy for no extra charge. So let me just take a look and see, because I know it seems like we have a few people. So Awakening to Grace, that's lovely. It's just lovely to know that you'll be joining us. In the course, we have a few other people coming. Yeah, so it does look like we're at, like, it looks like 9 or 8 spots left in the one-on-one coaching. So if that's something that you want to do, definitely jump in. The site name is wealthythoughtleader.com/livestream. Ellen S. A client called me a guru and I said, please, no. Yeah, I totally feel you, Ellen. Yeah, so there's a lot of education with regards to triangles and circles, and if you're going to lean into that characteristic as you embrace the future of our income streams, I suggest you talk about it openly. Okay? Ellen, thank you. You feel my passion. I know I'm trying to tone it down a little bit. I hope I didn't, break the webcam or anything. Zai, thank you for being here. I'm glad you found it awesome. Susan, you're energized. That's fantastic. Deborah, you're welcome. Welcome to our circle. Stacy, you're coming on Monday. Class starts on Monday, so see you there. Fantastic. Day live. This is a tool you've been waiting to learn about. This is great. Carrie, you missed the invitation. Yes, it is at wealthythoughtleader.com/live stream. I am so grateful for all of you. You guys look so on fire. I'm so glad I was able to transmit some of that to you. David, you are very at the early stage, without a list as of yet. Is it too soon to continue? Really, truly, and I hope this message got out to all the people who are in this similar boat as you, David. It's not too soon. In fact, it can be one of the most, simple and differentiated ways to build a list from scratch is to start using live stream. Down with triangles, Sarah, I love that. Awakening to Grace's takeaways. There's a real path to my dream of global, heart-centered community with value, meaning, collaboration, transparency, and financial sustainability. I'm so excited, Awakening to Grace. Thank you for that gift of your takeaway. Scott, so glad to have you here. Jillian. Jillian, you felt a little seasick. Maybe I was a little too in your face. Yep, takes a little bit to get used to, definitely, as with anything new. So if you were to go ahead and try this, you would want to obviously get feedback from your people too. But thank you for that feedback. I really take that seriously. I'll try to not move around as much. Okay. Deborah, don't tone things down. Okay, great. Thank you for that encouragement. Awakening to Grace likes my face close. Okay, well, you know what? That's perfect. We're all adults here. We have our opinions. Okay, Andrea, someone by the name of Andrea on the chat. What if you can't make a live class? Will there be a way to view it later? Yes. There will be notes and there will be replays available for every single class. So there you go. This was really fun. Yep. Any other questions that you have and want to post? I'm going to sign off here soon, but it's been just lovely. Oh, Annie, I'm so glad this is giving you the courage to do something new. You can leverage your time. Yes, Queenpreneur. Brilliant. Well, I think my work here may be done. I am thrilled that you decided to join and so grateful that you are going to go out and be brave and do your thing out loud. We need to stick together, those of us who are doing something fantastic and bold like this. So thank you once again. Go forth and prosper, and we'll see you around campus, whether it be on our next freebie call, which will come up sometime, I'm sure, in the next month, or whether it's on the Leading with Livestream class. Thank you, Jeremy, for your support there. Thank you to everyone. And if you're on the replay, thank you for watching. I look forward to serving you in the future. Bye-bye for now.